Once upon a time, in a world where fairy tales and science magically intertwine, lived a very special prince. You might know him as a frog prince, but what you probably don't know is that he had a secret. Tucked away beside a shimmering, sun-dappled lake was his amazing science lab. This wasn't just any lab. It was a bustling hub of discovery, filled with bubbling beakers, powerful microscopes, and all sorts of incredible gadgets he'd built himself from reeds and river stones. And he wasn't alone. His best friends were the local wildlife. There was Barnaby the wise old badger, who was an expert in soil science. Then there was Pip, a speedy kingfisher who served as their aerial scout, reporting on the health of the entire waterway. And of course, a whole chorus of friendly frogs, his loyal lab assistants, who were masters of observing aquatic life. Together, they were the Lakeside investigation team. Their most important mission was a big one, figuring out how to keep their beautiful pond and the entire ecosystem around it clean and thriving for everyone. They believed that science was a key to protecting their home. One sunny morning, the Frog Prince gathered his team. He dipped a special sensor into the water, and a frown creased his brow. "Team," he announced, his voice croaking with concern, "the water clarity is lower than last month, and the pH levels are a bit off. We need to investigate what's causing this." Just then, a new face appeared at the edge of the lab. It was Andi, a curious kid from the nearby village who loved exploring the woods. Andi had heard whispers of a talking frog but had never believed them. Now, seeing a frog in a tiny lab coat pointing at a chart was almost too much to believe. Andi was a bit hesitant at first. A frog as a scientist? It seemed impossible. Andi saw princes were supposed to live in castles, not in muddy labs with badgers and birds. The Frog Prince, sensing Andi's surprise, hopped over with a friendly smile. "Welcome to our headquarters. We're just about to start a new experiment. Want to help?" Andi, intrigued despite the skepticism, cautiously agreed. The first task was to collect samples from different parts of the lake. Barnaby the badger showed Andi how to carefully dig up soil from the bank without disturbing the plant roots, explaining how healthy soil acts as a natural filter for the water. Next, Pip the kingfisher zipped back and forth, guiding them to areas where a strange, slimy algae was starting to grow. Andi helped the Frog Prince collect water samples in jars, labeling each one meticulously. Back in the lab, Andi was amazed. The Frog Prince, with his froggy assistants, began analyzing everything. Under the microscope, they discovered tiny pollutants in the water, likely washed in from a source upstream. Andi watched, captivated, as the Frog Prince explained the complex life cycle of dragonflies and how their presence indicated a healthy pond. He showed Andi how the different species, from the smallest water flea to the largest heron, all depended on each other. It was a delicate, beautiful web of life. Andi started to see that being a prince wasn't about wearing a crown or living in a fancy castle. It was about responsibility and care. But Andi still had doubts. "How can you do all this?" Andi asked. You're a frog." The Frog Prince just chuckled. "My appearance doesn't change my curiosity or my desire to help, does it? We all have something unique to contribute. Barnaby knows the earth, Pip knows the sky, and I know the water. We work together. That's our real power. Their investigation led them to a small, clogged stream that was feeding into the lake. It was full of litter and debris, which was causing the pollution. The team knew what they had to do. It was time for a cleanup mission. Andi, now fully on board, rallied some friends from the village. They worked side by side with the Frog Prince and his animal crew. The kids cleared the rubbish, while Barnaby helped dislodge a fallen log, and the frogs guided stray tadpoles back to safer waters. As they worked, a wonderful thing happened. Andi wasn't just working with a talking frog anymore. Andi was working with a friend, a brilliant, kind, and dedicated friend who happened to be green and slimy. They shared ideas, they laughed, and they accomplished something amazing together. They saw that respect and teamwork were far more important than what someone looked like. True friendship wasn't about appearances at all. After hours of hard work, the stream was flowing freely again, clean and clear. Back at the lab a week later, the Frog Prince took another water sample. His face lit up. "Look!" he croaked excitedly, showing the results to Andi. "The water is cleaner. Our teamwork paid off." The whole lab erupted in cheers, a chorus of ribbits, chirps, and happy badger grunts. Andi looked at the Frog Prince, not as an enchanted creature from a story, but as a true leader. The Frog Prince wasn't waiting for a princess to break his spell. He was already living his most noble life, using his knowledge and his position as Prince of the Pond to make the world a better place. He showed Andi that the greatest form of royalty isn't about having power over others, but about having the power to help others in the world you live in. This adventure taught Andi so much more than just science. It sparked a lifelong curiosity about the natural world and a passion for protecting it. Andi learned that problems, no matter how big they seem, can be solved when we work together, combining our different skills and perspectives. It's about asking questions, looking for answers, and never being afraid to get your hands a little dirty for a good cause. The Frog Prince and his Lakeside investigation team continue their work to this day, always exploring, always discovering, and always protecting their precious home. Their story reminds us that anyone, no matter how small or different they may seem, can be a hero. All it takes is a curious mind, a caring heart, and the courage to make a difference. So next time you're near a pond, listen closely. You might just hear the happy ribbit of a scientist at work. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to stay curious. Follow us for more amazing adventures.